Hello everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's video. Yesterday was my son Andrew's 24th birthday. And this is kind of weird for me to think about because that is how old I was when I had Andrew. I was 24. It's weird to have a child be a full-grown adult like that. I'm sure anybody who has adult children can back me up on this. Andrew's birthday is very close to Christmas. It's 10 days before Christmas Day. In today's video, I want to talk to you about people who have birthdays really close to holidays and specifically close to Christmas, because that's probably the biggest holiday. I think most of us would agree is a big deal. Andrew was originally due on January 4th, and I had a lot of complications with my pregnancy, with actually both of my first two pregnancies, with Andrew and with Megan. I had a lot of preterm labor. I was on bed rest. I was on very strict bed rest with Andrew. I was in and out of the hospital, well, with both kids, but with Andrew, I was in and out of the hospital a number of times for significant periods. Thanksgiving Day, they thought I was going to deliver that day, which was pretty scary because he would have been quite early. Just the fact that I made it to December 15th was really, really good because that was pretty close to my due date. He could have been born a lot closer to Christmas, or like right on Christmas. He could have been a total Christmas baby if I'd gone a little longer. So Andrew's birthday is already close enough to Christmas, but I have some people in my family whose birthdays are even closer to Christmas. My mom, her birthday is December 23rd, okay? Her sister, Louise, her birthday is December 20th. And on the other side of my family, on my dad's side, my cousin Jana's birthday is Christmas Eve. So we have lots of experience in our family dealing with people who have birthdays very close to Christmas. Okay, so think about that. Do you have anyone in your family who has a birthday on or very close to a major holiday? I think like New Year's could fall into this too. Maybe 4th of July, Halloween would probably be a big one. I have another cousin. His birthday is around Thanksgiving. And so is Andrew's dad. Both of their birthdays are November 20 something in there, and they oftentimes will fall, one of them will fall on Thanksgiving Day. You're probably aware that Thanksgiving Day is not a specific date. It's just always the fourth Thursday in November. So I know there are probably some people who have birthdays like that where they fall close to, say, Easter or Thanksgiving. But those aren't a specific day, so those, you know, from year to year, those could change. Megan's is kind of like that. Megan's birthday is at the end of May, and her birthday often comes very close to or falls on Memorial Day, or at least Memorial Day weekend. Now that one we've actually used to our advantage, because since we usually have a day off of school right there, it made it nice for being able to plan parties, and it also made it nice for when we wanted to do like a little getaway, like a long weekend getaway for her birthday. Sometimes, though, it could be tricky for planning parties because people had plans already for Memorial Day weekend and they didn't want their kids, you know, their kids couldn't come to a birthday party. So that's something to keep in mind, too. My birthday is near nothing. My birthday is at the end of August and it doesn't fall anywhere near a holiday. So I can't exactly relate to what it's like for people like this, but I have a lot of experience with people who have birthdays close to major holidays. Now that I kind of touched on Megan's, I'm going to specifically focus on those December birthdays. Of the ones I listed, Andrew's was probably the easiest because he still had a whole 10-day buffer before Christmas. And I do also think it was probably a little bit of an advantage for him that it was before Christmas. What I'm getting at is I feel like people who have birthdays very close to or on major holidays sometimes get gypped, or their birthdays get overlooked, or their birthdays get lost in the shuffle, or their birthday becomes part of the holiday, okay? And if you have someone in your life that has a birthday like this, you probably understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to use my mom as the example. I can't really remember very much about my cousin who has the birthday on Christmas Eve. I don't remember her complaining about it, but boy, I just don't remember what kind of things they would do for her with her birthday. But my mom's birthday, I definitely know a lot about. Okay, so my mom would tell me that when she was a kid, and I don't know if this happened every year, but I know that at least once or twice, She told me that when she was a kid, she was the oldest of 5 kids. She has 2 younger sisters and 2 younger brothers. She would say to her parents, like on her birthday or whatever, which was December 23rd, hey, Mom, Dad, it's my birthday or whatever, like remind them it's her birthday. And they'd be like, oh, okay, go pick out one of your presents from under the tree and you can open that. And then her little brothers and sisters would all say, wait, if she gets to open a Christmas present early, we should too. And then they'd get to open one too. Now, I don't know if I'm remembering this exactly right or if my mom was exaggerating or if this was even actually true. But I can totally believe that this is something that would happen. My mom's going to have to confirm for me. Anyway, I just know that my mom felt very much like her birthday got lost in the Christmasness of everything, okay? Like they never really made a big deal about her birthday, and probably her sisters too, because they were so close to Christmas. So when we were kids and even into my adulthood, we made a concerted effort and a very big point to separate my mom's birthday from Christmas. Here are some tips for you on how to do that if you have someone who has a holiday near or on birthday in your life, okay? First of all, make their birthday celebration completely separate from the celebration of the holiday. Unless they specifically ask you, I want a Halloween-themed birthday party for my Halloween birthday. Unless they're really into that and they say that that's what they want, don't do that. Have a completely separate celebration, even if it has to be on a different day that's not their birthday. You still need to make a big deal of them on their birthday though. But even if you have to have like the party on a different day than their birthday, make a completely separate celebration for them and make it birthday, not the holiday, not Christmas, not whatever holiday it is. Make it about them and make it about their birthday. And this would include a couple of things. Make sure, if they want it, make sure they have a birthday cake, okay? Not a Yule log with a candle in it, okay? Not a jack-o'-lantern, not a, whatever it is. Make sure they have an actual birthday cake. Make sure that like all the pictures for their birthday aren't all in front of the Christmas tree. Make sure that their gift is wrapped in birthday paper, okay? I know for my mom, this was a really big deal. She would her whole life get birthday gifts wrapped in Christmas paper. And I can specifically think of when this would happen. I mean, I'm sure it probably happened when she was a kid too, but we would get together for our family Christmas, for her family side of Christmas, you know, with her parents, my grandparents, and her and my aunts and uncles and cousins. And that's the only time maybe all year, possibly, or even for, you know, several months or something, that she would see her parents and her siblings. And so they would always bring a birthday gift for her, which that's good. They bring a birthday gift for her, but they would bring it to the Christmas thing that we're having. And I think sometimes those presents were wrapped in Christmas paper. Now, I think they got a little better about it later, and they would wrap, because it would be the same thing, like people would be bringing presents for my aunt too. If people were wise, they would make sure that they would separate those out by wrapping them in actual birthday paper. And if, you know, take a few minutes, even if you have to do it at that celebration, even if you have to do it at Thanksgiving, even if you have to celebrate this person's birthday that same day when you're having your Christmas family get together, because that's the only opportunity you have to do it, separate it out somehow from the rest of the festivities, if you know what I mean. Just have a little mini party off to the side with a birthday cake and actual birthday wrapped presents. And how we would do this especially, I do remember this. When I was like a teenager and in my 20s, my mom lived in a different city than me. My mom's lived in a different city from me from actually most of my life. She has not lived in the same town as me. Yeah, since I was like 10 and my parents first got divorced, my mom has, except for like 2 brief times, has not lived in the same city than me. She's always lived someplace else. So we would be getting together for Christmas and we would want to celebrate my mom's birthday at the same time. So even though we'd be doing it on the same day, and my mom always got kind of a kick out of this, I would change my clothes. I would change at least my shirt, so that in the pictures we took of the pictures for Mom's birthday and the pictures for Christmas, even though we were doing it all on the same day, in the pictures it looked like, no, she probably had the same shirt on, but it still looked like a different celebration. It looked like a different day. And then I want to add 2 more things to this regarding birthdays specific to our family that have come up, because I'm sure this has been the case for other people too. Another one similar to this is if you share a birthday with someone else in your family. And I'm sure this happens a lot too. In our family, that's me and my cousin Jody. She and I share a birthday. We both have the same birthday. How far apart are we? We're 2, 3, 4 years apart. I can't think right now. We're close in age. When we were little kids, I do remember, I don't think, it wasn't every year, but there were a few times where we did have some kind of family celebration joint birthday party. And I think it was always at her house. They had a pool. It was August. That's when that's where we would have it. So we would have some kind of joint birthday party, she and I, when we were younger, that our families would get together and just have a little birthday party for us. We've actually enjoyed it though, as we've gotten older, because we just make a big deal out of sending each other a card or a gift or messaging each other on Facebook or something. Because we share a birthday, we think it's kind of fun and neat as adults. And since we're not seeing each other all the time, it's not that big a deal, because we're each going to have our own celebration with our own families anyway. But I can think of where this might become an issue of resentment is if 2 people in your own household share a birthday. Like a mom and one of the kids, or 2 of the kids, or if you have multiples, you have twins or triplets. And I'm not sure how folks actually handle that, and I can only guess that people have a variety of feelings about that. Some people might think that's really cool. Oh, my mom and I share a birthday, or my brother and I share a birthday, especially if you're like a twin. But some people might not like it. And they might be like, I'd really kind of like to have my own birthday thing for once. So I guess my advice to you, if you have that situation in your family, ask them. I think so often we just assume things, and we don't ever ask the person, well, what do you really think of this? Do you like that we do a joint birthday party for you every year? Or would you rather we did separate things? Just don't assume that the way you've always done it is the way you should do it. That would be my advice with that situation. And then the last thing I want to talk about is going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, that my son Andrew's 24th birthday was yesterday. Here's a bittersweet thing about when your kids grow up and become adults. You don't get to spend their birthday with them anymore. And flip it around, he doesn't get to spend my birthday with me anymore. So that's kind of a bummer. Because when your kids are kids and they still live at home with you, you make a big deal out of all of their birthdays. You plan their parties, and you fill their room with balloons, and you make a birthday cake, or you get a birthday cake, or you decorate it or whatever, and you think about what presents to get them and all of that stuff. And that's very much, and especially if you're a mom, because that day was a very big day for you. I mean, unless you're an adoptive mom, but if you're their actual mom who gave birth to them, that's a big deal for you, because that was a very significant day in your life, because no matter what anybody says, giving birth is a really big deal. To have that suddenly stop and be taken away is hard and a little bit sad. And for me, I felt bad for Andrew too, because the first birthday that I didn't get to spend, well, I also think there were a couple times, because I had to share Andrew with his dad. I'm sure there were several times where Andrew's actual birthday fell on a day he was with his dad. So that was always a little bit hard for me too. But we would just have a birthday party for him on a different day, whatever the next day was that he was home. With all of my kids, we had like friend birthday parties until they got to like middle school. And then we stopped. Because after that, it just, I don't know. I feel like it gets weird. I had birthday parties with my friends all the way through high school and everything. But I don't know. We just, with my own kids, we kind of steered away from the friend birthday parties when they were like 11, 12, 13. And then focused more on just doing family parties. And I know everybody does it different. I know there's some families that like they alternate their kids' whole lives. This year you get to have a friend birthday party. Next year you have a family party. From going forward, it would make me so happy if for every single one of our birthdays we could be on a trip. I would love that. If we could be on a cruise or at Disney We've been at Disney for Ben's birthday. I would never want to go to Disney World for my birthday though. Oh my gosh, can you imagine how hot? No, thank you. But I've been on a cruise for my birthday. I've been at Las Vegas for my birthday. Being on a trip for your birthday is awesome. I love being on a trip for my birthday. But anyway, going back to having your adult kids be away from you on your birthday. That first year that Andrew was a freshman in college, he was not with us for his birthday. He didn't get to come. He had come home, I think, for Thanksgiving break, and then he came home for Christmas break, but his birthday fell in between, and it fell on finals week. And all through college, his birthday fell on finals week. The first year he was at college, I remember I specifically asked my mom to go take him out to dinner because they live both in the Twin Cities, and she did. But then it was hard for him to do something like that. He couldn't really do anything for his birthday because it was finals week and he was studying and he had to go to bed early and all that. And so I think like the other 3 years of college and since then, he does stuff with his friends and I just send him something. I mean, I call him, but I mean, I'll send him a card with a gift card in it. This year I sent him a thing from baskets.com, like a fun smiley basket full of treats. This is going to be the whole rest of our lives. It's probably going to be fairly unlikely that we'll be together for each other's birthdays going forward. I'm sure lots of people do still do things with their kids with their adult kids for their birthdays, but for me and my son at least, we live in different cities. That's not really practical. But anyway, I hope that those gave you some ideas, and I'd love to hear your experiences. If you have experience with one of these situations, leave me a comment down below and tell me all about it. Tell me what you do or your family has done. I'd love to hear your stories. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to give me a thumbs up down below if you liked it. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, I urge you to please subscribe. I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you're all safe and well. Safe travels.